episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we recap all of the new releases from the week. Happy Friday, Ryan. Here we are again.
Happy Friday. We made it yet another week. We're almost officially in summer. In fact, I think it's tomorrow. Isn't tomorrow the first day of summer?
Oh, I don't know. Fun little fact. I like that.
Let us know in the comments when it is. It's very soon.
Let us know in the comments. As always, if you can see us and you can hear us, let us know. I'm going to share us live into the Facebook community, as always. The official community, the High Level Release Radar. Boom. And we should be live in all the places. So let's get our comments turned on so we can see those comments as they flow in. We always love to see the check-ins pop up on the screen. And with that, Ryan, what do you say we hop in to our first release of the week?
Let's do it.
This one's a handy little one. I like this one a lot. So email templates got an update. You can now set the email subject in the template, and that carries over into workflow actions. Did I get that right?
Yes. Yeah, I think and some more enhancements here forthcoming, but the idea is that we can get
Wait a
some.
minute.
What's
Not
that?
sharing the screen. There we go.
Yeah,
there we
this
go.
is
It's
little bit
been a
more
while,
clear.
Ryan. I've been on, I'm still recovering from London. We had an amazing trip out there. Thank you so much for everybody who came out to hang. That was an awesome event. So still getting back up to speed here. But yes, so Ryan, this carries over into the workflow action, saving you from having to retype the subject that you already set in the template, right?
Exactly. I think that's all there is to it. Pretty self-explanatory.
I love it. All right. Michael's checking in. First day of summer is June 20th, which is today. All right.
I was right.
Happy summer, everybody.
Now, to be specific, this is the Northern Hemisphere. So, for our friends in Sydney, not so much.
Right. Well, happy summer to everybody in the Northern Hemisphere. David, nice to see you as always. Hope all is well down in Jacksonville. We've got a bunch of people were on it. True. That's nice. An interesting handle there. I like that today. And we'll do one more greeting until we hop into the next release. Isa, greetings to you as well from YouTube land. Thanks for checking in. Let's see what our next update of the week is. Listings got an update. This is pretty cool. We now have listings for food and healthcare add-on. So basically those citation sources. I don't know. Do you know the specifics of like which one is it? Is it like Yelp or?
Yeah. So for food, it's going to give you stuff like menu picks, an open table for restaurant listings. So pretty basic stuff. If you're used to searching for a restaurant, you'll see different icons for taking a look at the menus and doing reservations and so forth. Mm-hmm. And then on the healthcare side, there's access to DocSpot, RatingsMD, WebMD, where you can go and learn about all your symptoms and what they mean. So
those are big time citation sources. So those are, great backlinks to have. And you can now fire those up if you are in or your clients are in those industries. You probably want to check that out. We got a lot of check-ins coming in here, Ryan. Khalid is finally catching us live. Awesome. Amazing. Thanks for joining.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. We've got Jonathan checking in from Northern California, not too far from Ryan over there. Happy Friday to you.
Short 8-hour drive away.
There we go. And we got Sebastian checking in from Germany. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Sweet.
Let's check out our next update from the week. Template library going to update. We now have the workflow recipes in the template library, which is very nice and handy. Sweet little update there.
Yeah, and you'll see this sort of evolve over time, right? So being able to include workflow recipes, which is sort of the legacy thing that we called them, within the template library so that you can create your own and distribute them to different sub-accounts and so forth. I think it makes it nice and packaged up, we'll call it.
Love it. Dan is checking in. June 20th is also National Eagle Day. Go Birds to you, Dan. I wish I had. So Jerry just gave me yesterday a new Devontae Smith t-shirt with a big picture of him catching the dagger. It's awesome. Thanks for checking in, Dan. Always good to see you as well. Howard's checking in from Cleveland. Nice to see you. Oh, sweet avatar pic there. Looks like he wails. Let's check out our next release from the week. Email Builder got a nice little update where we can now, when we use that form element you can switch between the types without having to like delete the block and start again. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you could just flip the switch, which, maybe that's the expected behavior, but now it works exactly the way that you would expect it to do so.
Yeah, there we go. Our next update is more of like a heads up. WhatsApp per message pricing model starting July 1st. So, Ryan, break this down for us. How did it used to work and now it's per message?
So it's per message instead of like a block, instead of like your full 24-hour conversation block. So this gives you a little bit more accuracy in terms of like how many messages you're sending. Um, how many, I should be very specific, marketing messages. Those are the ones that you get charged for. The utility messages, you don't get charged for at all. So really this is all about getting a little bit more granular in terms of the charges that you're being that are getting put onto your account, and should make it more accurate for what you're actually using there. So this is basically just a handoff from Meta. So this isn't really us. This is more of a WhatsApp policy type thing.
Good point there. And I think I also saw in this update, basically the per message stuff and the billing breakdown is way more clean now. So it should be like less confusing if you have to review the usage charges with the client. So yeah, they're moving to per message. Check it out. Hopefully it brings more clarity to you. And we got a bunch more check-ins coming in. We got you, me, and the crew checking in. I'm busy recharging my karma points and sending some love your way. Thanks for the awesome work and have a fantastic weekend. Well, I don't know what you did to have to recharge, but thanks for checking in. And yeah, appreciate it. Let's see. Our next update from the week comes from the land of opportunities. We can now bulk select our cards and run actions on more than one card at once. This is sweet, Ryan. What would be the most common bulk opportunity action? Do you think?
Most common one is going to be kind of hard, but I think that you can look at different information, like when you're looking at a whole board and you've got a different cards around, and you notice like, oh, actually, like, let's say that you've got two opportunities with the same last name, and maybe you actually meant them to be together. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of like the exact thing that you do. But
right. Here's a good one.
Why don't you take it away? But I think the main thing though
select and then like
is just being able to hit a button and then select multiple ones and take bulk actions.
Oh no. That blipped. That was a rough one, Ryan. Now you can do bulk actions. We got to play with this one a little bit. I could see like selecting a bunch, tagging them, or maybe moving the stage or something all at once. I don't know. But now you can do lots of things at once for your opportunities. So check it out. Let us know what you're going to use that for. And let's check out our next release of the week. Comes from calendars. We now have agency admin control of calendar connections.
Yeah, so you can now, as an admin, you can now view calendar integrations for a selected staff member. So this helps with like troubleshooting and making sure that that all those connections are working properly.
Nice. I love it. Feels like there's a lot of updates rolling out for calendars lately, all of which I'm seeing really great feedback for, especially the new service calendars. Can't wait to see those come out of beta. Are they out of beta? Is that why?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but the feedback's great. So sit tight. They're going to be out soon. We got some check-ins coming in from Golden Guard Security. Yo, from the UK. Did we meet last week? Were you there? Nice to see you checking in, though. Let's see. Our next update from the week was regarding reselling. So we now have multiple payment support in the payment modal. Ryan and I were just talking about this. I think this is awesome. We're probably going to work on that label without upsell. I think what we're really saying there is charge this to my agency instead of the sub account. But it's nice that we have that option now here when adding things like WordPress subscriptions.
Exactly. So think of it this way. You're managing an account and they call you up and they're like, hey, I want WordPress. You can now debit it from their wallet. So like the HighLevel wallet for that account gets charged up, kind of like how a toll road works. And you can debit it against that. You can pay with a card. You can pay with a card on file, or you can do this. Sometimes we call it like direct deployment, where you just as the agency pay for it on behalf of your customer. Maybe they upgraded to some external plan or some program that you're doing, and you say, hey, we'll take care of your WordPress hosting in this instance, but it would be for any reselling module.
Love it. Nice and convenient. We got a check-in coming from Tamara Williams. Love some of the new client portal updates. Awesome. Will we be able to add custom messages and or share notes in the portal like files? I would assume so. I mean, there are lots of plans to beef up the client portal and make it even cooler. So I would say so, Tamara, but I think this is a great opportunity for us to plug the daily town halls. So if you're not joining Ryan on those daily town halls, you want to go to gohighlevel.com/townhall, where you can connect with the individual teams that run the products that you love or have questions about. So like you could join that daily town hall and be like, hey, I love the client portal. Here's what I want to see. And they'd be like, oh, cool. It's already on the roadmap. Or, oh, got it. Let us note that down. Any plug-in you want to do there, Ryan?
Yes. I will say that the client portal team is specifically involved with a lot of new products right now, because they want to explore different ideas and how they can make sure that they integrate all those different types of things so they're all in one place. So I think you'll see client portal get beefed up quite a bit. I know that they are involved with a lot of different products within the app.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Next up, we have an update to workflows. We can now send recurring invoices from workflows, which is pretty powerful. This is a nice one.
This has been asked for a long time. Everyone's been kind of beating on our door, and we get it. So now we have it. If you really want to have a little bit more granularity and control over when you trigger a workflow like that, when recurring invoices get sent out, you no longer have to do this crazy workaround that we've had in the past. You can just do it very directly and easily with a lot of clarity in what's happening with that new action there.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of flexibility from what I recall from that release note as well. So check that out if you want to automate recurring invoices. Chris is checking in from Auburn, California. Happy Friday to you, sir. Auburn, is that close to you, Ryan?
I don't think so. I'll look it up.
All right, our next update comes from Forms. We now have improved embed and share, which is cool. So like when you've got your form ready to go and you decide what you're going to do with it, we have this new like modal UX thing going on here, which I think is nice. It feels way more intuitive when it comes to like, where am I going to put this thing?
Yeah, you can definitely see it's much more clear where it's going and what's happening there.
Mm-hmm. And then this next update piggybacks off of that. This one is pretty cool. So now when you go to one of the options, if I flip back a screen here, see this bottom one on the left-hand column, email? If you click that, what it actually does is it says, okay, what email? So grab a template or an email campaign email, and it will then open up in a new tab that email with the form element. And basically you're injecting that form right into an email. So this is sort of like one of those easy buttons that cuts down a bunch of like having to click to stuff and takes you right there. Pretty fancy, Ryan.
Yeah, this definitely shortcuts that whole process really easy. So if you have someone that's like, hey, go send them a form, you can just light up the form, instantly get it into an email, do a couple edits, and then you're off to the races.
Absolutely. We got a check-in coming from Alan Simmons. Yes, made it live. Great to meet you in Newcastle. Chase, thanks for supporting the UK. It was awesome to meet you as well. We had so much fun up in Newcastle. That was a great event. And can't wait to get back to the UK. That was a blast. All right, let's check out our next update from the week. Comes for timers in email. Basically, I guess Apple Mail doesn't like timers. So we now have the ability to hide the timers if the email is going to an Apple Mail account. Did I get that right?
Yes. So I actually think this has more to do with their client. And the reason being, just to be really specific, the reason being is that they cache images. And so like they'll cache it like instantly, like they'll be like, oh, we'll just download this and then we'll serve it to them. The problem is we're constantly updating it because it's a timer. So we're updating it every 60 seconds or whatever it happens to be. And so they'll be out of sync the way that you would look at it in Apple Mail. It's just the way that it works for their privacy countermeasures. So you can disable that just so it's not confusing for the customers.
Got it. Cool. Next up comes an update from Voice AI. We now have appointment booking actions in the dashboard. So this is sweet, right? When we go to a dashboard, we want to see like what happened. And before, you didn't see information about appointments being booked, and now you see that, which is fantastic, especially if you're sitting down with a client, right? To sort of show what this thing is doing for them.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, booking appointments is probably the most interesting thing that Voice AI can do for you. Just imagine the back and forth that you have to have. And of course, it works on conversation AI too. But then being able to show it to the customer, like, hey, here's what this employee that you're paying pennies on the dollar to be around 24 hours a day and be your champion. Here's what they're doing for you.
Love it. Jerry's checking in. I'm completely new, thinking about signing up. Where should I start? Any suggestions? Oh man, Jerry, dive on in. It's a 14-day free trial. What are you waiting for? We've got an amazing community. You can probably meet people right there in the YouTube comments that could confirm that. So look forward to having you
aboard. Let's not forget our amazing trial experience team, customer success. We've got a lot of people in the background here ready to help you out, both on Zoom, live chat, all the different ways that we can possibly connect with you.
Good call, Ryan. Good call. Next up, payments got an update. We now can customize payment links with brand colors. So this is a cool, fun little update here. You've got now visual control over what your payment links look like when you go to send those out.
Yes, I love the customizability. Everybody wants it to look like their brand. We all know that having more congruent advertising and marketing leads to more sales.
Congruity.
I don't think congruity is where congruency is.
There you go. Nice. It's Friday, that's for sure. Our next update, another payments one. This is huge. So we just finished our world tour, right? And we heard loud and clear in the UK, this is like the number one piece of feedback. It's like, when is VAT coming? And so today we have an update here with international automatic taxes, including VAT. And to be clear, I don't think this covers all of the use cases that everybody's waiting for, like SaaS mode and stuff, but this is a big step. So we've got a big update when it comes to VAT today. Any details, Ryan, that you've got?
Other than this wasn't just something we just heard about and we're doing. We have been working on this for like many months. In fact, probably 3 quarters at this point. So yeah, that's basically all the details that I have, but definitely go check out this slide that has a link, or in the presenter notes of all these slides, you can see the exact breakdown of everything that's included here, as well as the release notes and the change log that'll be inside the app as well.
Yes. And the team is furiously working to bring VAT to all those other places so that we can cross the board, knock this one off the list. And again, it was great to connect with everybody. They were very passionate about the VAT thing, Ryan. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. The same sentiment on the town halls.
Yes. I mean, and rightfully so, right? It's super important. So we're going to get that knocked out ASAP. This one's awesome. So Funnel Builder, Website Builder got an update here where we can now build forms right within the Funnel Website Builder without having to leave. So the full Funnel Builder pops up in a modal. You can create your form from scratch, drop it right into the page without having to leave the page. So if you are a builder, a website or funnel builder, you know how awesome this one is. This has been one I've been waiting for a long time, Ryan.
It's way faster. I always cringe when a new tab opens and I see things spinning. This is definitely way quicker and easier to implement. So I'm looking forward to building out some more forms within funnel pages.
100%. Super convenient. Next up, Conversation AI got human rollover, or handover as we're calling it, which is huge. I mean, this is one of the most important things, right? If somebody's chatting with your bot and they're like, I want to talk to a human, now you can configure what it should do in that scenario.
Yes. As much as we're pressing on the gas and making sure that we're an AI first company and that all the AI features interact throughout the entire product, and we make essentially, really annoying jobs just kind of go away, We always want to have that option for the personal touch. And if somebody's just really upset or there's some really weird situation going on and they actually have to talk to a human, that is now possible for the AI to just be like, hey, this person needs to talk to you, and you'll get in touch.
There we go. I love it. I feel like that was, this is something, if I'm selling, it makes selling way easier, right? Because it's like, and don't worry, it has human handover. If anybody's like freaking out and they want to talk to a person, let's talk about what you want to happen here. Love it. Our next update is another AI update that's going to make a lot of people happy. We added 20 new super high quality voices to voice AI agents. So you now have even more. I don't know how many voices are in there in total, but it's a bunch.
Close to 1 billion.
I think that was the number. Yeah. So go check out those new voices. I know there's some, I think, UK accents. I think there's some new Australian accents that rolled out with this. But yeah, the voice by 11 Labs, or is that what it's called?
They are. We've also got some new backend from some other providers too. So you'll get a mix.
Cool.
But yeah,
amazing voices in there. Been seeing some really great feedback, especially of people like responding, not even knowing it was AI. So if you haven't played with it, definitely get in there. We are still in the summer of AI, Ryan.
We are.
Means if you opt into unlimited AI employee, you get it free for 30 days starting the day that you opted in. So if you opt in today, you're going to get 30 days of free AI employee, which means you can play with voice AI, you can play with chat AI for free. Start getting your hands on this stuff because every business is going to start to realize that they need AI agents. You want to be ready to start supplying those yourself. Let's see. Next up, we have an update to the app marketplace. We have a more simplified app distribution mechanism going on here.
Yes, this is actually pretty nice, and it's mostly geared toward developers so that they can, when they're submitting their app, that it's being shown and categorized in the right ways, who it's being built for, and then of course on the agency view, or the people that would be looking at the apps, you're going to get a much more organized layout and ability to search for things that would be relevant to you, whether you're an agency or a sub account.
Sweet. And as always, got to plug the marketplace. If you didn't know, basically people can build, think plugins or add-ons to HighLevel to expand the capability of HighLevel. So if you're like, man, I wish HighLevel had this thing or did this thing, check the marketplace. It might already be there. Somebody may have already built the thing that you want, and you just need to turn it on. So big props to all the marketplace developers.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same idea that when the iPhone first came out, it only had one page of apps, and even that page wasn't full. And the solution ended up being like, yeah, we're going to have this store where you can go and other people can make your iPhone do things like turn into a flashlight, turn into a heater. That's the idea here. You can extend the functionality.
Absolutely. Check it out. Marketplace.gohighlevel.com. You can check out all the cool apps that people have built so far. All right, our next update comes for dashboards. We have custom fields in contacts and opportunity table widgets. This one's awesome. Basically, now you can bring that custom field information into the widgets that you're building for custom dashboards.
Exactly. Yeah, being able to take not only the standard data that we have, but then like, okay, you start building out all these custom fields and things that are really specific to a certain type of business. You want to be able to display those as well. And so now you have that functionality or that capability.
Yeah, pump for that one. Dashboards just keep getting more and more powerful. So this is a big update in that regard. Reputation management got some cool updates this week. We now have control over the AI summary. So this is kind of cool. If you haven't played with this before, hopefully you know that you can create review widgets that dynamically display the latest reviews that come in. Now there's like an AI summary thing that reads all the reviews, provides a nice little summary. It's great for end users so that they don't have to like go through and actually read all the reviews. They just get a synopsis of basically the general vibe of what's going on with the company. And now we have like more optionality around how it looks, how it displays within the widget.
Yeah. So if you just want it to be like a sentence or two, or you want it to have like a bunch of bullet points, you can customize the way that it looks.
Yeah, love it. And then this next one is a completely new widget type. It's called the Flash widget. It's basically a little floating pill type of thing. And then when you hover over it, you can see the details of the review. So this is kind of cool, and it will rotate the reviews in based on, like, I think you get to set the timing of it. And so it's like a ticker there, right? People are seeing
Yeah.
like all these reviews, and then they can hover over it, read the details. So pretty cool little widget there.
Yeah. If you've ever used there's this feature, it's called like Table
Proof?
Rush.
Oh, okay.
So Table Rush is kind of like you're on like a page, maybe it's Kickstarter. It's like, oh, Joe Blow just donated $25. Oh, Susie just donated $20. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like it's a very very interesting like psychological nudge that like, hey, there are people that actually love this product. Go and check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We got a check-in coming from Andrew. What up, Chase and Ryan from Sacramento, California? Starting to heat up over here just in time for the summer of AI. That's right.
Amazing. Love
Hopefully you're enjoying the summer of AI. All right, this next update is one I am so pumped up on. If you are using native high-level videos, you may have noticed that the icon, the play icon on mobile was not great. It looked a little dated, and so we've taken care of that. And as you can see now, it looks awesome. So if you're using
Looks super good.
video embeds, they're now instantly way more cool looking. Gotta love that one.
I apparently missed this notification, so Chase put this slide together. Sorry,
That's
Chase.
right. That's how you do a slide there, Ryan. Center. What else do we have from this week? Conversations got an update. We now have live chat notifications. So this one is sort of a no-brainer. If you are using live chat mode in the chat widget, it now by default pushes notifications into the mobile app when a chat comes in. You don't have to make a workflow to do that.
Yeah, this is one that I didn't really feel like making a slide for, but I feel like we should mention it. There's nothing you need to do; it's just going to work. So it's functioning now. But I wanted to give it a shout out.
All right, now it's time to talk about what's hitting labs. So again, you're going to see us talk a lot more about labs. We want to put more and more stuff into labs so that you have more time to play with it before it rolls out to the general public. Love this GIF here, Ryan. This guy looks like he's cooking up something sweet.
Our friends in the marketing department are going to get us a better graphic, but this is the interim.
I like that. I like that one a lot. So I think, Ryan, you were first going to take us on a little tour of like how to actually get to labs.
Yes. So at the agency level, it's really important that there's kind of two steps to this. If you're running an agency and you've got a lot of different sub accounts, you now have the ability at the agency level in settings under labs to go in here and you can decide which sub accounts get to that you're going to turn these labs features on for. And what this is really, this was in response to a lot of the agency owners saying, hey, some of these features are great, but like, I don't want to have to support it. Or like my sub accounts, like a lot of them don't really need this. And I don't want to, like, it's really hard to go into each individual one. So now you have the control over that. So you can test it out in your own sub account. Maybe you say it's awesome. I want everybody to have this now. You can have control over that. But this is different from the way that it kind of used to be where everything was more or less handled in each individual sub account. So I wanted to call out that kind of a thing. And then the second part to that is that we have a feedback mechanism. I think when I see feedback mechanisms, I think this is just going to go into some random database somewhere that nobody's going to look at. That is not true. Our team looks at this stuff like every day, all the time. And many of the product improvements that we do over time come from this feedback. So please provide the feedback because it is used.
Yes.
And with that, we can get into the features.
Yes. And I'll just add, you want to get in the habit of going and checking labs because, again, more and more of the releases are going to start in labs. So if you want to be on the forefront of what's happening feature-wise, make sure that you're sort of every morning checking labs to see what new popped up so that you can turn it on for your own sub account and play with it and then decide if you're ready to roll it out to all of your sub accounts. So what hit labs this week? Conversation AI agent templates on Marketplace. This one's pretty big time because now basically what we're saying here, Ryan, is that you can start selling your voice AI agents, right?
Yes, really, really big update here. This one in particular is conversation AI. But yes, this will come out for voice as well. I should say this screenshot is just showing the conversation AI, but there's a lot of different ones in here as well. But yeah, we want you to be able to, if you develop like a really great voice AI agent or conversation AI agent, we want you to be able to sell those on the marketplace because obviously a lot of work goes into it. So that is going to be rolling out pretty soon for both conversation and voice AI.
So this is in labs right now?
Yes.
Amazing. So think about this. If you built a badass chatbot that handles pizza orders, you can now go sell that in the marketplace and people can buy it and pay you to use your chatbot. Huge. I love it. This next update that's in labs is also huge. So huge, I feel like we should have teased it in the beginning or something, Ryan.
I know.
So today's the day, my friends. We now have hardware connection for phone in HighLevel. So what does that mean? It means we can like order desktop phones and run them through HighLevel. I think this is so massive. I mean, this opens up like a whole new opportunity to go sell to businesses that in the past were like, I can't because I have to have like a real phone here.
Yeah, well, not only that, it bridges a really big gap too, because I've worked in plenty of offices with VoIP phones, and there's like a phone guy, right? And like they supply all the phones. You hire somebody new, and it's like this is cool and everything, and you have the app on your phone and your desktop, but like it's not connecting to your CRM, and that's like a whole nother like, oh, we gotta get the. I'm not gonna name the company. We're gonna get a guy that comes in and has to integrate these things and make them talk. Having it all together is a priceless feature, in my opinion. Despite the fact that it's odd to have like a hardware phone, I think it still works for many different businesses. I don't think we're ever going to get away from them completely. So we might as well just make sure the systems talk to each other.
There's something about it, isn't it, Ryan? That's sort of like nostalgic. Like
yeah, and just if you,
somebody's
like, let's say we were having like a tense conversation, and it wasn't going well, and we decided it's time to agree to disagree, and then you can just really,
slam it down.
Yeah,
and pounding on the keys when you're dialing out. There's something about it. I'm really excited about this one. I can't wait to make a video on this one. I'm gonna order up myself.
We need to order some phones for ourselves.
That's right. I'm gonna order one of these old school desk phones and make a video for everybody. And I can't wait. You'll be my first call, Ryan. I'll call you, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I won't call you. You'll call me. Got it.
It's time for my favorite part of the show where we get to talk about body wiggling upcoming releases. I mean, how does that gift not just make your day there? Look at that guy.
The boxer wiggle.
I love it. All right, what do we have coming soon? We've got attachment support in Chat Widget. Oh, I haven't seen this. This looks nice.
Well, you haven't seen this because it is fresh off the press from one of our town halls that got teased today.
Nice.
And actually had some good conversation around this. We're going to make sure that it supports iOS formats for photos and videos and all that kind of thing. But I think this is going to be a great addition to the chat widget to be able to interact with clients. Not only that, but we're also going to have the ability to really categorize these in a way that makes sense. So that it's not just here's the file, do something with it. It's like here's the file, it's going to live here, so you can reference it later. So really, just tons of expansion going on with Chat Widget, and this is one of them.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I could see if you're running live chat mode and you're going back and forth with somebody, and you're like, "Cool, can you just attach a photo of that or whatever?" And then boom, you've got what you need.
Yep.
Super handy. Love it. That's awesome. All right, let's see what's next. Coming soon, we have email sender preferences. What do we mean, right? We've had email sender preferences for a while now.
We have, but it's always been something that you have to configure and then remember to save as defaults. So I like these types of things because I just want to set things up the way that I want them to work in one place and be done with it, so that when I go to send things in the future, it's already set up in the default manner in which I intended. And if I want to modify it, great, but I don't have to keep doing things.
I know what this is. So this is awesome. So, right, I'm in a workflow. I add an email action, and then every time I have to set the sending name, the whatever, the reply to, the whatever. So these are just basically saying, hey, by default, populate it with this info. And then if you want to change it when you're teeing up your individual email, you can, but you don't have to start from scratch every time.
Yes, exactly. And it also is going to apply to things like the verified sender emails, so like stuff like that, so that you can really just define like, hey, here's the only places things can be sent from. Here's the preferences for everything. You're going to have to manually override it if you really want to, but in 99% of the time, you're not going to change anything, and you're not going to have to type anything. It'll already be done for you.
Yeah, that is actually super convenient. I mean, all that stuff adds up to a lot of time. And I'm always kind of frustrated when I'm doing that. And it's like, it's always from team@gohighlevel.com. Why do I have to keep typing this in here? So that's awesome. Can't wait to see that roll out. That's going to be really handy. Good pick. Good pick on that one. All right. Well, that is our radar for the week. Hope everybody had a great week. Hope you have a great weekend. And we'll be back at it next Friday.
As far as I know. See you then.
From the beach, Ryan, right?
Oh yeah, good call. We better plan.
That's
we're
right.
Going to be traveling.
Bring the sunscreen, and we will see you guys from a special